I want you to imagine a skyscraper. The Burj Khalifa is nearly 1 kilometer tall. Now, imagine a hole that goes down 12 times deeper than that. It is a hole so deep that if you dropped a rock into it, you would have to wait nearly 4 minutes to hear it hit the bottom. This hole exists. It is in Russia, near the border of Norway. It is welded shut with a rusted metal cap. Locals say that if you put your ear to the metal, you can hear screams. This is the Kola Superdeep borehole, the deepest artificial point on Earth. And the story of why we stopped digging is stranger than you think. In the 1970s, the space race was cooling down. So, the Soviet Union decided to start a new race, the Earth race. The Americans and the Soviets competed to see who could dig the deepest hole into the planet's crust. The goal wasn't oil. It was pure science. We knew more about the surface of the moon than we did about the ground 3 miles beneath our feet. So, in 1970, in the frozen wasteland of the Kola Peninsula, the Soviets turned on the drills. For 20 years, they drilled. It was a brutal engineering challenge. As you go deeper, the rock gets harder. The pressure gets immense. But the real enemy was the heat. Geologists predicted that at 12 kilometers down, the temperature would be about 100 degrees Celsius. They were wrong. When they hit 12 kilometers in 1989, the temperature spiked to 180 degrees Celsius. At this heat, the rock stopped acting like rock. It started acting like plastic. The scientists described it as drilling through soup. Every time they pulled the drill bit out, the hole would slowly squeeze itself shut, like a healing wound. The equipment was melting. The project became impossible. So, in 1992, they turned off the machines. They sealed the hole, and they walked away. But then, the rumors started. In the late 90s, a story began to circulate on the early internet and religious radio stations. It became known as the Well to Hell. The story claimed that before they stopped, the drill broke through into a massive, hollow cavern deep underground. The scientists, curious about the cavern, lowered a heat-resistant microphone down the shaft. They expected to hear the sound of shifting tectonic plates. Instead, the story says, they heard the sound of millions of human voices screaming in agony. The legend says the Soviets realized they had accidentally drilled into the ceiling of hell itself. Allegedly, a bat-like creature flew out of the hole, and the scientists fled in terror. Is the story true? No. The audio recording that circulated online was proven to be a fake. It was actually a sound clip from the 1972 horror movie, Barren Blood, looped and distorted. But the truth of what they found down there is almost as weird as the fiction. First, they found water. Scientists thought it was impossible for liquid water to exist that deep. The pressure should have squeezed it out. But the rock was saturated with it. It was mineral water, trapped in the crust for billions of years, unable to escape because of a layer of impermeable rock above it. Second, they found fossils. 6 kilometers down, they found microscopic plankton fossils that were 2 billion years old. These tiny creatures had survived high pressure and heat intact. Third, they found hydrogen gas. The mud coming out of the hole was boiling with hydrogen. It was flammable. If they had lit a match, the borehole would have turned into a cannon. The Kola borehole taught us that the Earth is not just a dead rock. It is dynamic. It is hot. It is wet. And it fights back. We only scratch the surface. The Earth's crust is about 40 kilometers thick. We only made it to 12. We didn't even get 1/3 of the way through the skin of the apple. We have sent probes to Mars. We have sent Voyager to the edge of the solar system. But we still cannot reach the center of our own home. Today, the site is abandoned. The buildings are ruins. The massive drilling tower has been dismantled. All that remains is a heavy, rusted metal cap bolted to the concrete floor, marked with the number 12,262. It looks small. You could walk right past it and not know what it is. But beneath that cap is a tunnel that goes down into the abyss. It is a monument to human curiosity and a monument to our limits. We tried to conquer the Earth, and the Earth simply got too hot for us to handle. So, if you ever visit the ruins of Kola, don't put your ear to the cap. You won't hear screams. You will just hear the wind. And maybe, deep down, the sound of the Earth healing the scar we made. I am your host. Don't look down. Subscribe.